1 minute to post time, approaching the gate. They enter at the post. Now they're moving into the gate. Open range.
Hello, Billy Ho here, and we are going to do one final update Derby 149 video for you today. A lot's happened since yesterday. Right after I finished shooting, all hell broke loose. So we're going to try to cobble together exactly what's happened with all the scratches and where the post positions have gone and where we're at with all the horses. And we're also going to stick around. You want to stick around because I'm going to do Oaks Day. I'm decked out in my pink for Oaks Day, looking baller as ever. Baller as you'll probably see me on these videos because I'm usually a pretty casual t-shirt guy. But anyway, as of this video, I'm showing you right now the current horses in the Derby and where their posts are. I put the number to the left in black. That is the gate position that they will be shooting out from. But they all retain their numbers. So like the also enters will still be 21, 22, and 23. It's just like since Skinner went down, everybody moved up one slot again. So basically, it's like this. The first thing that happened yesterday, we had the big scratch of Practical Move, who was in the 10 hole. And spiked fever, which happens with horses a lot. So they were forced to scratch him, which might benefit him because I thought he might be a little better suited for Preakness. So keep an eye on that for Preakness down the road. So that allowed Cyclone Mischief in. And then the bigger news, in my opinion, was the trainer Saffy Joseph Jr. and his barn conditions. I don't really know the whole story. Allegedly, he had 2 sudden deaths of other horses this week, and they're investigating treatment. I don't know if they just maybe not keeping the animals clean and not properly cared for. I don't know. I'm not speculating on that, but they suspended him indefinitely and removed all his horses from Churchill Downs. So that being said, Lord Miles scratched. That allows Mandarin Hero to get in, which is another Japanese horse who came over and ran second to Practical Move in the Santa Anita Derby, who we'll take a quick look at in a minute. Another one was Continue R, was the Japan Invite, was the number 20 horse. And that was probably the weakest horse in the race, in my opinion. But the connections didn't think he was quite fit enough, so they scratched him. So that, in turn, let's see if I'm keeping up here, allows King Russell in. And King Russell exhausted the last also eligible spot. So I thought, well, okay, any more scratches, and we're just going to have less horses. So, boom. Will we find out today? The horse Skinner I believe was breaking from the 9. So he's out. Spike fever. So that moves everybody up. So now we're down to 19 horses, and we're going to try to jump in and do a final analysis. And I'll toss out some picks and plays, but do your own research. And I've done a ton of research on this, and I've narrowed it down to about 6 or 7 horses, but I have 3 on top still. So I might change my mind tomorrow as I study long, study wrong. But anyway, I appreciate everybody subscribing. I've picked up a bunch of new subscribers, and I've really, really hit my stride with this Kentucky Derby content. Stick around. We're going to have a great show. Subscribe, smash the like. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start right here. This is actually my TVG, and these are the current Derby odds. You can see how things have changed, verifying 16-1, which is kind of interesting. Tap it twice. Has your scratches in here. Disarm. Let's see if anybody's changed. I'm just now looking at this for the first time Rocket Can, okay, there's your new shooters. Mandarin Hero 28. I think Mandarin Hero will come down and I'll tell you why here in a minute. Forte is up to 9-2, which means Angel of Empire down to 6-1, taking more money like I thought. 9-2 was my final call, but that was before Practical Move defected. So Tap It Trice will be the one to probably eat some of that, which he's still 5-1, which is fair. So hopefully that doesn't get too out of hand. Two Phils is taking on some money down to 7. That might be your wise guy horse right there. He might have took a bunch of money this morning. Who knows? But anyway, just real quick to clarify the wagering. Obviously, win, place, and show are $2 minimum bets. Exacta is $1 minimum bet, but the trifectas do allow 50-cent minimum bets on my account here, TVG, which I would assume Twin Spires. I don't know about other books and whatnot, but this is TVG powered by FanDuel. So, this is pretty obvious, but I don't know if you're on site at Churchill Downs, if they're taking 50-cent tries or not. But the supers, what I found odd was they're not doing like at least 50 cents. I mean, I thought they'd do 10-cent supers. They would have got so much more money. Making it $1 min bet on supers is rough. So I'll be passing on the old super bet there, but pick threes, 50 cents, and everything else is like $2, the doubles and all that good stuff there. So anyway, briefly, we're going to profile the new shooters. We're going to start with the first one. Cyclone Mischief was the third place finisher behind Forte and Mage in the Florida Derby. Cyclone Mischief is actually trained by local legend Dale Romans, who graduated from the local Butler High School here in Louisville, Kentucky. Churchill Box, his seats are, if you recall me talking in previous videos, my great aunt and uncle had box seats, owners and trainers of horses. His box was literally like maybe 2 rows above us. So whenever he had a horse running, he would come up to his box and watch the race. Really, really nice guy. Very, very down to earth. Started training at a very young age. Has come a long way. So I root for him. His best finish is 3rd. So I think probably Cyclone Mischief, if he were able to get a piece, I think that would be good for him. So, and anyway, a quick look at the Florida Derby break and stretch run right now. What you're looking at, Cyclone Mischief is the 9 horse, and he ran a solid race, but he was 3rd best by a long ways, even though he was only 3.5 back. So if he moves forward, he's a possible exotics bomb. I do believe if we go down here, he's going to be very highly 44. So yeah, and that's probably only going to rise. So anyway, on to the next one. We are looking at another strong finisher to hit the board in the Santa Anita Derby. And you're looking at it right now, it's the 8 horse, which is Mandarin Hero. You see coming down the stretch. He nearly gets to Practical Move. And I think actually, and I've heard other people mention it, Ramon Vasquez sent Practical Move a little bit early. So he was able to hang on for the win. But Mandarin Hero really surprised his connections with how well he was able to get into more of a stalking position rather than closing late in that race. And actually, Mandarin Hero, there's like 2 sets of connections, major players, I guess, in Japan, and they're in like the 2nd tier of connections, and Derma Sotogake is in like the top tier. So this could be like the other Japan horse kind of sneaking in there, because everybody seems to love Derma Sotogake down to 7-1. And we got Mandarin Hero at 28. So I'm going to keep my eye on Mandarin Hero and see what's going on. But Cyclone Mischief, actually, Joel Rosario should not be riding Cyclone Mischief. Joel Rosario is riding Disarm. So we don't know who the jock on Cyclone Mischief is yet. So anyway, Mandarin Hero, I think is just going to, I'm just going to swap out Skinner for Mandarin Hero. Because they both look typically about the same as well. Mandarin can close and is normally a closing horse, but showed more ability to get in with the pace, and especially at a faster track like Santa Anita, and a fast track tomorrow, I kind of like that. So I'm gonna be definitely in the mix on that. Other horses, the last one I believe was, what was it, King Russell, and it ran a pretty solid race as well. But I'm not. It was the Arkansas Derby, and I do believe I've lost my place. Here we go. Number 9 horse King Russell ran a monster race at 58-1, 2-1 to claim the second place finish behind Angel of Empire in the Arkansas Derby. I think it was a peak. We'll take a look at the start and the stretch run real quick while we're talking. But usually these horses that are 58-1, like really long shots in these prep races that run these monster races, they really don't come back and do it again. So I'm not inclined to give King Russell a big look here. So, but the other two are interesting. Mandarin Hero, probably the most interesting, but I will have a small rooting interest in Cyclone Mischief. But just real quick before I bounce on over to the Oaks for the final finale here, I'm thinking Reincarnate is down to 16-1. Maybe other people are thinking the same thing. But Johnny V, the legend, John Velasquez, might take this horse out because he is probably the lone speed, I think. I don't know if anybody else is going to want the lead. And if nobody else wants the lead, he could jump out and get out front and sit down. And then, good luck catching him on this kind of a fast track. So the Reincarnate's going to be my sneaky Pete long shot choice. And then, so now we'll jump over to the Oaks. And this is to sum it all up for you. Wet Paint is obviously the overwhelming 3-2 long shot choice. We're at a super fast track, a beautiful day out at Churchill Downs today. Wonder Wheels, another choice. I believe South Lawn, Botanical. But what I was looking for was speed. And the speed in this race is because I do believe Wet Paint is more of a closer. So if they can get out in front and they can beat speed. Also, actually, if you're looking for a gimmicky bet, yesterday was May the 4th be with you. Was it not? Now it's the 5th. Do we bet Darth Vader? I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up. I thought it was interesting. I do like Luis Saez. Long shot bet, 24-1, Darth Vader. But as far as like speed goes, Affirmative Lady's got some speed. Flying Connections got some speed. I do believe Botanical and actually the Gambling Girl. This is probably the horse that I might try to beat. Todd Pletcher and Irad Ortiz, great jockey combo, trainer combo, and Gambling Girl on Oaks Day for the ladies. I'm not really 100% sure. That horse is probably going to get bet down by the time race time comes because all the ladies are going to be like, Gambling Girl, let's go. And I don't blame them. I like the horse. It's got some speed too. So it's got just as good a chance as any. And when it comes to these races, the favorite, if I remember right, the favorite rarely wins the Oaks. It's like these horses, and it's kind of a weaker field too. So anybody's game. What I would try to do is try to beat Wet Paint. I wouldn't try to bet that horse to win at 3-2, unless you want to key it on top of other horses for a trifecta, which a key means you would just bet that Wet Paint wins the race, and then you're going to bet horses for second and third place. But the key is the one on the top, and that makes the bet a little cheaper. So anyway, appreciate you all joining me for the Derby videos. Stick around because I will be having content for the entire Triple Crown season and maybe beyond. We'll see how things go. PGA content as always. And, later on in the summer, fantasy drafts will be happening again. So the NFL content will kick in. So subscribe to Billy Ho Sports and tell some friends about it. And until the next video, have a great Derby, and we'll see you soon.